Hello everybody and welcome back. Lesson 3. This is going to be a character double pointer, so a pointer to a list of pointers. This is all, by the way, for command line arguments. By the time we're done this lesson, you should be basically about 90% done your command line arguments. And that should have taken, it's 15 minutes. Okay, so command line arguments, what you need to know is that a character pointer, right? This is going to be a pointer that points to a pointer, right? And the pointer it points to is a character type pointer, like this. All right. So the thing with these is the way it looks is here. Actually, let's start with the command line. So command line takes an int, and this is a integer of how many arguments there are. So argument, how many arguments there are, and it's going to also have a character pointer argument vector. You can think about it as a vector. You can think about it as a array. However you like to think about it, this is just a name. It can be anything, whatever you choose. All right. And so the way it works, here, let's draw it out. Here you'll have command line. So this right here, this is going to be your command line. All right. And in your command line, you are gonna compile something. So slash command arg. This is my .cpp after you compile it. And I'm gonna give it hello. All right. The way command line works is it's gonna take this hello, and it's gonna go in that memory. So this is gonna be a stack, and it's going to create a array, a pointer array, right here. Yeah, let's just draw it out. It's gonna create a pointer array. So it's gonna go this, and this is gonna be argument. Oops, that looks horrible. This is gonna be argument 1 or argument at array 0, and this is gonna be argument at array 1. Okay, it's good. Usually it will just make 1, but sometimes you'll have another one, and then here it will be nothing. Okay, and these argument 0 is actually a character pointer. All right, that's what's there, is a pointer there. All right, so this whole thing, this whole thing right here is stored at your character. Your character, shit, I'm running out of space. Okay, this whole thing is going to be stored in your argument vector, this pointer. This pointer is going to point to this, where specifically it will point to the first one. Okay, and so in the first one, this is equal to your arg at 0. All right, and then you also have your argument number 2, which is character pointer 2, and this is going to equal your arg at 1. I don't know why I wrote this like that. There you go. That's the difference. Okay, so what is here in the first one, that looks horrible. In the first one, you have the address of your compiled file, right? So here is going to be c dot user, like the address, and then in my case, actually let me write it again because my handwriting is ass. This will be c, like some address like user slash bin slash command arg.o. This is what the first one always is, this standard. The second one, and that would be this. In our case, we passed hello. This would be our second one. Your first, technically your second, but it's your first parameter that you passed. And this will be hello as a string. All right? And I have these pointers, so this pointer points to the first one, and the first one has a pointer that points to this. And then the second one, nothing points to it. Reason being is this acts like an array, and so you can increment this. Like you can basically do arg v plus plus, and that will go to the second one, right? The second one has a pointer that points to the first letter, H. And then when you print it, it gives you the whole thing, right? Just like we learned earlier. And if you dereference it, it gives you just H, okay? But in order for you to get to this, you get this, right? This right here. And the thing with it is that what you do to print it, so if you do std out, right? And then if you do argv argument vector, and you try to print this out, this will give you the address of the first slot, right? Now, if you dereference it, what it will give you is your PTR. That's what returns this one, right? When it returns this and you try to print it, so when I print this returns me PTR. And if you try to print PTR, it will print you the whole thing. But if you dereference again, which now you're re-dereferencing this will give you the first thing it's pointing to. Because this is technically in a string. So it gives you C. Now, if I do arg, so if I do here before it, argument, vector, plus plus, and I do, let me delete this, and I do argv, like for cout, argument vector, then it would give me the address of the second one. And if I dereference it once, it will give me ptr2, which is hello, the whole thing. But if I double dereference, now I dereference this, and like we said, this points to the first letter. So we'll only print H. Now, to put it in perspective here, what we're going to do is we're going to do int. Actually, no, we don't need to do int, sorry. We'll do std out, and then we're going to do arg, alright? std and go. This will give me the address of the first thing. So see when I do it, it gives me the address of my first argument, whatever this box is in memory, it gives me the address. Now, if I dereference it once, we'll return pointer, which is the whole thing. And if I double dereference it, it gives me just the letter. Because what I'm getting is this, dereferenced, which points to the first letter, or the first letter here, which is C. Now, the other thing is, you can treat this as an array. So I can do at 0. And see, it returns the whole pointer. So it just, I did at 0, which is the first 0, 2D1. I did 0, it goes here, it returns me just the pointer. Whatever is at argument 0. See what he said here? Pointer equals argument 0. Okay. Now, if I dereference this, what this will do is it will go here, which is the pointer, and then dereferences that. That's why it prints C. So what it does is it will go here. So you know how when we just did this part, it gave us the whole thing. Then we dereferenced it again. That gave us just what it's pointing to, which is C. Make sense? Now the other thing is, if I do 1, you see right now when I compile, I'm not passing a second argument. You know how here we're passing a second argument? Here, we're not passing a second argument. It's only one argument. So when we run it, you see it still compiles. But you notice it didn't print anything. The reason being is sometimes when you compile, the compiler gives it 2 spots instead of 1, 2 arguments. The second argument is empty. The first one still holds the address. The first one, but the second one is empty. So you see if we go to 2, we go to 2 here, and we print it, or compile it, it gives us segmentation fault. Because it says, I don't have a third. This would be, this would be arg, right? It goes like, oh, I don't have a third one. Okay. Arg 2. Yeah, it goes like, I don't have a third one. So, like, what do you want me to do? That's why it gives you segmentation fault. The other thing is, if I try to do one, see if I do this, and you know how earlier I told you it's just like empty space? Sometimes you see it doesn't print anything. It's just empty space. If you try to dereference it, because it's just empty space, it's like null, it's gonna give you segmentation fault. Okay? Even though without this dereferencing, it compiles fine. So if you want to take, you're like, oh, so how do I compile it? So let's say right now I want to print it hello, but I can't do a /command because I haven't compiled it yet. So how am I going to print it? What you could do is so before I teach you this one, I'm going to teach you so if you do std, you see r count. Don't judge I say cout, that's an easier way than cout. But you see this is up here. This one will just give you how many arguments there are. So you see right now I'm not passing any. Oops, what is going on? I'll save it. Oh, there you go. Okay, now it's saved. So you see it says 1. Because remember I told you, first argument is always the address. So there'll always be 1. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. But now you know how many arguments there are going to be passed. And now how do you safely bypass this? You do if argument underscore count is bigger or equal to 2, which means it's at least more than 1. Then what you could do is, let's say std argument array 1, or actually 2. So that would make sense. 1 second, I'll explain more. So right now this will actually have to be 3 because the count has to be, the first argument is standard, second argument is fine, but it compiles. Remember, if I did 1 even before, if I did 1 even up here, it would, oops, if I did 1 even up here, it would compile fine. But so that's why we're going to do 3, and we're going to do 2, and see if this will compile now. See, now it compiled, even though there was only 1 argument. So if you see, this will tell us there's only 1 argument. However, I'm trying to access third argument. But because of this if statement, this will never run since there's only 1 argument. So now, what I could do, /command arg. Okay. Now I can give it an argument. So hello, this is argument 2, because argument 1, remember, is the name of your which is this. This is your 1 always. So hello is my 2, and then bye is my third, which is what I'm trying to access here. So you see now when I print, it tells me bye. That's what I'm trying to print. And you see arguments, it gives us 3. And that's basically command line arguments. I tried to take my time with it. I tried to go slow. If you want, speed it up. It's probably too late to tell you guys to speed it up, but anyways. And that's about it. So you see now I could do dereference, double dereference, and I could save, compile, it'll be fine. Then I'll just, you see it gives me B because I dereferenced it. Because this returns Y, and then when I double returns a pointer that points to by. And if I dereference that pointer, remember how we said it points to the first letter, then it just prints whatever's after until it reaches the null terminator. So that's how command line arguments works. This is about it. So now you see, like, you could do, let's say I pass in 1, number 1. I could say if, okay, I do say if the array at 1, this is going to be my second command line argument, because the first is, again, for the 5th time, you dumbasses, this is this is the first, what do you call it, argument. So this is going to be a second argument. And then what I'm going to say is, if it's 1, so if argument at 1 equals 1, then print, oops, actually, it's there you go. You see what, now what I'm saying is, if I give it a second argument of 1, run this. To be honest, I'm not sure if you can compare strings like these, but let's see. So it compiled. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it 1. Oh, it didn't work. I think I didn't check it right. I didn't compare them right. I think you can do string compare. 1 second, boys. str pair. I believe there's the function. You pass it the first, which is yeah, I believe it's like str compare. Oops. And this is like equal 0. And this takes a argument. Don't worry about this, is just a function that compares two strings. And I believe this is how it goes. I don't remember as I'm going. Does this work? Oh, include C string. I'm missing a library. Is there an issue now? Segmentation fault. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, see, so now I'm trying to access somewhere it's not, and I'm trying to do something with it. It's actually a great example. You see, it's gonna be like, oh, well, you're not giving me, when I first run it, there's only 1 argument, not 2. And I'm trying to access the second argument, because this technically starts at index 0. Now what I'm gonna do is, again, if arg count more than or equal to 2 arguments. If there's 2 arguments, is what I'm saying. If there's 2 arguments, then do the following. There you go. So it compiled. Now dot slash command arg 1. See, Jesus help. Now it works. What I'm saying is, I'm gonna first compile with 1 argument, which is the address. That's standard. And then what I'm saying, don't do anything. But if the argument is 2, let's say you have 3 or 4, I'm saying if there is 2 arguments, then compare my first argument, which in my case was 1, to number 1. If it's number 1, if these 2 match, this will return 0. This function returns 0 if they match. Otherwise, it returns 1. So if they don't match, it would have returned 1. What I'm saying is, if it matches, returns 1, equals 0, that means it's true. But if I do 1, this will return 0. 0 does not equal 1. This returns false. When I do 0, if this returns 0, they match. Therefore, equals 0. This returns true. Now I will print help. Make sense? And this is the simplest way you could use an argument. You could use it in many ways. You could pass multiple arguments, and you play around with them. And yeah, that's command line argument, unit 1 done. There's 3 more units, and we should be complete.